welcome once again to Bullet Journaling for Chaos Gremlins. I am your host, Sable Aradia. Today I thought that I would talk about what you do when you're behind on your journal, because I am behind on my journal. But this is a program for Chaos Gremlins, so we know perfectly well that we're going to get behind on our journal at some point. So I'm gonna discuss strategies with how I'm dealing with that, right? And then, I thought I'd talk about whatever else might come up. I've got a couple of what the rumor mill says about various journaling products, if you're just getting into it, because we've been talking about that a lot on the Joshi Corin Discord server. I've been there because I'm asking questions, right? Because, here, like, you can sort of see here that I'm getting, near the halfway point for this book already, and will probably be at about the halfway point by the end of this month. So I'm going to need a new journal in a couple months. And since this is Canada, right, I should be looking a month or two ahead when I'm trying to order something to make sure that it arrives on time. So, right, I'm starting to look at what I might need, right? And I finally get to buy one fresh, because this will be the end of the lined journals that I still had lying around the house. So, like, everything else has at least been started on some other purpose. Now, granted, if I really wanted to be thrifty, right, there is at least one journal that has like 4 pages in it that's been used, and I could tear those pages out and start anew, right? But I'm not gonna. And the reason why I'm not gonna is because I don't like the paper in that particular journal. It was obviously a cheap buy that I made at some dollar store or something at some point. I'm all for dollar store stickers, guys, and possibly washi tape and, other crafting supplies, maybe. But I actually do not advocate going to a dollar store for your journals, right? If you want stuff where the paper is not going to bleed, right, or smear, then you really actually want to invest in something. If you're going to put your money in something, put it in the book, right? So that's what I've learned. And so I'm asking questions anyway, because I get to buy my first dot grid journal. And so I figure this is a place where people have tried different things. They keep showing links. There's some beautiful stuff out there. I will share some of that stuff with you, right, in case you want it. But I will also tell you what I've heard about the various things. Like, there's this one site. Okay, it's called the Quirky Cup Collective. I believe it's Australian. So keep that in mind, those of you in North America. Personally, with what's going on in terms of tariffing, I live in Canada, right? And I have basically decided it's kind of an excuse to buy things from Australia, because I'm sure that it's not going to be much more expensive than trying to order it from the US right now. So what the hell, right? So I'm willing to try an Australian company and pay that extra money. But, so they're beautiful. I love them. They're absolutely gorgeous. I will show you the link. But what I hear is that first of all, you can see that the dots are very big, like, and dark on the page. So it's, one of the reasons why I personally would not prefer to use a graph, with a grid graph paper journal. Lots of people do. Pretty sure Moon does. Nothing wrong with it. This is all just personal preference, but for me, the personal preference would be not to do that, because I like to do artistic stuff, and I would find that distracting, right? So if it's a really dark dot grid, I would think that would also be distracting for me. I would find that it would interfere with the art. Now, I could live with that. But the other thing I have heard from some people is that it doesn't quite measure the way a traditional dot grid is supposed to. A traditional dot grid, I am given to understand, is supposed to be about 0.5 centimeter big, right? So, 5 millimeters, right, on your ruler. And apparently it's not quite. So if you try to use other products that are designed for bullet journaling to, like, say, do a grid, right, of a weekly layout or whatever, like a weekly log layout, then it's not going to work because it's not quite measured properly that way, right? Which is a real shame because these are beautiful journals. So maybe someday when I know how I feel about a dot grid journal after having used one, but not right now. I'm decided with that particular company. So, but yeah, you know what? I just got to find the link for you. It's so pretty. It's so pretty. Okay, just a second here. I am going into the Joshua Corin Discord server because you have to see this. Like, I was absolutely stunned at the gorgeous covers. We're probably here. Yeah, it was a link that somebody gave to their stamps, right? They also make some really amazing stamps. But I went and looked at the journals on their page as well. I was just like, oh, I'm in love. But yeah. Okay. Scrolling back to see if I can find it. Sorry for the delay. Do, 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 do. That's very pretty. Somebody did a lanterns display for their journal for the new year. Very gorgeous. Let's see, I must have missed it. In the meantime, James has some links there that I've asked him to share. He recently ordered a collection of washi tape, a set that is a beautiful rainbow of pastel colors that I just might have to get. Nothing, no designs, just pastel colors. I mean, I can think of an amazing number of uses for that, right? Plus a really nice looking journal from a company I am not familiar with. So let's see, stamps, stamps, stamps. Where are they talking about the stamps? I'm pretty sure it was before that, so maybe I did not go back far enough. I'm sorry, I should have been better prepared this morning. I didn't realize I was going to share this link. Do I still have it up? Maybe I do. Let me see. I do actually have the company still up. Okay, cool. All right. So I can save some time. Let me get rid of my camera here. Okay, so these are their book sleeves that they make, and these are all designed to go with journal designs that they have. They're absolutely gorgeous. I personally cannot justify spending 50 Australian dollars on a bag like this. I would, I really would, but I cannot because I have cats, right? Like the the bag's just gonna get trashed, right? So cat hair and dust and various crap. So I'm like, it would. I love this. They don't have a lot of these products anymore, but they got some. It's called Slut for Smut. We were talking about the love of smut reading earlier. They also make dedicated reading journals, right? Like it says reading journal on the cover. It's really pretty. I think it's gorgeous. Do 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 do. Where are we? Journals. Let me show you this stuff. Look at this. Look at these. They're so gorgeous. This is a dedicated Wonderland journal. It says The Adventures of in the nameplate instead of This Journal Belongs to. Here are some reading journals. Like, I love this Luna Moth thing. Like, look at that. That is so pretty. And let me show you here. Iridescence journal. Right? It has like iridescent foil on the side, like, and these sparkly star designs. Like, I just love this. 40 Australian bucks, which is actually something like 35 Canadian right now, amazingly. So, not a bad deal at all. But like I said, I've heard that the thingies, the dots do not quite line up how they're supposed to. This one, I absolutely fell in love with this one. I'm like, I would totally get this right? Lust and longing journal. But look at this. Look at the shiny red sides. Like the gilding is shiny metallic red to go with the roses. I'm like, wow, this is so pretty. If you're getting the dot grid, right, it's 160 pages with 160 GSM paper and a fountain pen friendly, which I do hear good reviews about. They also actually have black paper. So if you want to do like a blackout paper journal, which I do want to try at some point, like I think the Luna Moth one comes with the black paper option. Doesn't look like it. Okay, wait, which one came with the black option? It could be the black iridescence. Oh, you get like a whole set, two reading, reading journals, reading companion journal, and a bullet journal in this gorgeous design. I was like, that is tempting. But I mean, like, I'm not using a reading journal right now, so I wouldn't, that would not be a good buy for me. But okay, yeah, the La Lune journal. That's the one I was thinking of. It has what they call a noir paper option. But like, they have an Instagram video that shows you the black paper. I've always wanted one of those. You could use gel pens with it, or the acrylic paint pens I have should work, but I would definitely use the gel pens primarily because they have a shiny look to them, that metallic edge. They also show what pencil crayons look like on it, which is another cool option for me. I have done a lot more pencil crayon art in the past than I have, the particular markers I'm currently using. So I might be able to do some really nice sketches there. Like, look at how that shows up. That's so pretty. Love it. Anyway, thought I'd show you guys that that's an option. This is what the black paper, the blackout paper option is what Nat ended up with that she didn't realize she had ordered. Anyway, I'll show you their stamps as well, because that's what got me here in the first place. I've tried out stamps now. That's a new experiment. I like them. Okay, stamps tend to be expensive. Like, are you looking at these prices? $30, $70. It's definitely an investment. If you're going to buy wooden stamps that you ink, make sure that you're buying them for something that you're going to use because, yeah, it's quite the investment. I was thinking about getting letter stamps so I could do headers with them and whatnot. And maybe some fancy stamps like this. Like, here's one for Nat. Look at this reading journal stamp set. You got your stars right there. Right? If I start a reading journal, I will almost certainly invest in this because this would be an amazing effort and time saver. Right? And it looks really nice. Also, witchy stuff. Practical magic stamp set, they call this. Love it. Right, anyways, and the potion bottles, look at that. Like, that's cool. I love them. Okay, but anyway, like I was saying, I'm thinking about investing in letter stamps, right? And but I didn't want to spend the money unless I thought I was really going to actually use them because it is an investment, right? And I know me, once I get one set, I'm going to want another set and off we go, right? But I was in the dollar store unsupervised the other day. That was a bad plan. And do I have them in here? I think I do. Just a second. I was like, do I have them handy? Yes, I do. Okay. All right, we are going to turn off of the... We're going to turn our camera back on. Just a second. Okay, and then we are going to minimize that. Okay. They're a bunch of little Easter wooden stamps. Right? Though there's a lot of little eggs in here that I'm likely to use like once or twice a year. Oh shit, I forgot that damn timer again. God damn it. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay. So. But I mean, it's a bunny. Think about this, right? Lap-in stamps. You know, an official, lap-in stamp from the Queen, whatever, right? Like, yeah. This is what I was thinking. Okay, check this one out. This is the one I used. I put this in the front of my journal. Look at this. It's a little rabbit in an egg-shaped racing car. And considering that, unofficial lore, we were discussing about, little mini cars so that buns can get around the ward. I love it. It's so cute. I used that one. I was checking that out. And I put it, where did I put it? No, you cannot see that. Okay. I didn't do a very good job of it, but there he is. You can't see him very well there, but a little pink bunny in a racing car. Anyway, they're fun, right? It came with this, very brightly colored set of inks for Easter. There's a butterfly in there. I'm definitely going to use a butterfly, my butterfly theme. The bunnies, I'm definitely going to use in the, upcoming Mad March Hare theme. $4 at the dollar store. Which I was like, okay, if you tried to get this same thing in Michael's, which is the other place I have seen stamps, or order it online, this would no doubt cost you at least $15. So I was like, well, okay, I'm going to check it out. So, and I like them. They're fun. So I probably will invest in some stamps. Okay. So, yeah. Since I started off with that, I should get back to the review. But first I'm going to check the chat. Ooh, neat. James says teal is the color he's using for Alchemdemia. Pink is the color he's using for Lapin or Got Months. And if it's November, he'll use the house colors, which is awesome. And hello, Clockwalker. Good to see you. And I know Aaron is here. You already talked, baby. Good to see you. Aaron is my husband, for those of you who may not know. Okay. So then, more product reviews. We were talking about... let me see if I can find you the Typhossi site. Because, actually, Typhossi was really good. They did me a solid. They sent me a... they refunded my money. Yeah, this is one I'm seriously considering getting. Right, why don't I just go to the notebooks and journals? Let's see. They sell all kinds of things. Dotted notebooks, lined, spiral, travelers, aesthetic, bullet journals, locked journals, pocket journals, and refill papers for your spiral journal. So these are all some of the dot grid notebooks that they have. This company is generally highly recommended. You can't see this, can you? Because my camera's still up. Just a minute. Okay, camera down. There we go. Yeah, these are some of the options they have. I really love this leaf texture design. So pretty. Right? This is a very popular brand among the Joshi Koren community. I really love these, the Moon Power ones. Look at these. Look at them. And this design is called Embrace the Light. And I really like it too, because as you can see most clearly, I think in the silver one, it's, healing hands with the sun and moon. And then there's like the heart stuff going down here. And, I, of course, thought immediately that was very suited to the Sable Magic energy. So, or this beige one may also be a really nice one to consider for that. I have seriously been considering these because I think they're gorgeous. Anyway, Typhossi did me a solid, and I wanted to tell you about it because, decent guys, right? We ordered, I've shown you that cosmic, space washi tape set. And we ordered that while, and then we had the postal lockout. And they couldn't send it to me. So they refunded our money, but then they sent it to us anyway, right? Now the the dots are pretty dark, but they're small in these, and according to the experts, they are perfectly measured. So if getting the measurement correct is important to you, they will do that. Like there are some really pretty options here. I would, definitely seriously considering these guys. Constellation ones. They had the whole set, but I think a bunch of the astrological signs are now sold out because that was last year's design. Like, I'm pretty sure you can't get the Pisces one anymore. This moon butterfly notebook is gorgeous. I've seen a bunch of people order that. Oh, they do have a Pisces one. Wow. It's giving me the prices in Canadian dollars, so I'm sure it will probably give you the prices according to your location. So that's a thing, right? I'm going to check out their bullet journals to see if that's separate somehow. Yeah, okay, it is. It just might be a different, like, way to list them, but let's see. Here was one of the ones I was seriously considering. Yeah, 160 GSM ultra thick paper, no bleeding or ghosting, and that's pretty much true from what I've been hearing. 190 pages. These are numbered in the bullet journal versions. The gray dotted notebook you can see there. There you can see the page numbers. So if you make an index, it's easier to index. Right? You get 2 bookmark ribbons. I like that idea. I may figure out a way to add more bookmark ribbons to anything I buy if they don't have 2 or 3 ribbons, because I can definitely think of occasions where I'd like to mark more than one thing. A pen holder, a pocket on the back. They're pretty cool. Like, anyway, yeah. And, obviously they're an honorable company because they did me a solid. So, they didn't have to do that. They did it. It was nice of them, and I want you guys to know about it. The other brand that's been highly recommended by a lot of people in the Joshi Corin community is the Archer and Olive brand. Here is their official site. She's done like some partnerships with them. Right? So as a result, they get a lot of attention. It looks like a slightly cheaper price point, but this could be American dollars, so I'm not sure. I'm starting to see quite a few things out of stock. That's pretty, eh? Different sizes. For the record, my journal currently is about a little smaller than an A5. A B5 is a bit bigger than that, and then there's a square option. That's nice, eh? Excuse me. I'm sorry, I have a touch allergies. Okay, this one is cute. I saw this on a Joshi Corin video, and she's like, "This is nice, but it's not for me." I'm like, "Look at this." That little sleeping fox right there is selling this for me. I think it's for me. I would love this. I mean, fair. Everybody's got their own, tastes, and none of them, it's just personal preference. But anyway, really nice design. And they too, 160 GSM paper, really pretty, simple dot journal stuff. This one I might actually like. I wouldn't get this. Well, I might actually. Next year, maybe I'll get this for the winter. Right, because it'd be nice. Because if I'm going to use a winter theme, I'm going to want it to be dedicated to winter. But I love that snowflake. It's so pretty. And this one, I mean, come on. Come on, look at this. It definitely appeals to my sense of the aesthetic. I think, however, we are going with a company called, what was it? Yop and Tom was the one I currently had. Why is my keyboard not working here? Wait a minute. Hello? Okay. Because I pulled it out too much. Yop and Tom, they're called. Yes, yes, you have great reviews. I want a notebook. Okay. So they have a variety of little designs, and I think basically I'm going with this design here. The A5. Oh, look, they have a bee. I think that's cute. I did not know they had a bee. That's adorable. Yes, I think I'm going with the pink option here. Like, of course, come on. Clearly, that is my aesthetic, right? I mean, come on. 160 pages, 160 GSM paper, pure white, uncoated, and acid-free paper. Like everything else, vegan leather. What vegan leather means is really high quality fake leather, for those of you who don't know. It's got the fastener. Excuse me again. Sorry, guys. I'm recovering from a major allergy thing. So, right, and this shows the different things. This is a pen swatch. You can see it's really small here in the image, but you can see the dot grid journal here. It has numbered pages, so again, if you're using an index, really handy. And it's got the dots are less dark than the Typhosy, but not as pale as the Archer and Olive, right? And lay flat binding. Typhosy and all the companies I've shown you have the lay flat binding, by the way. That is so that you can lay it flat and work on it, and your journal isn't going to flip over on you while you're trying to write it. So I do believe this is what we have decided to order, was the pink one from that. So we're going to give that a try. Anyway, that's my adventures in looking at my new journal options and giving you ideas for if you're looking for your own, instead of, like if you're going to order a dedicated dot grid journal and you haven't done it yet. Or the noir paper, the black paper, which I think is just spectacular. So, yeah. All right, so now I'm going to catch up on the chat. Let's see what's happening here while I've been babbling. Flub says, I'm keeping my old journal going. I've gone mad on washi tape, got 2 lots of my favorites because they were on clearance. I've also gone mad on washi tape. I love it. I think it's so pretty. If I'm not going to use it for bullet journaling, I'll use it for other things too, trust me. If I let the kids loose on it, my grandkids, it's over. I should definitely take anything I'm not going to use and put it in the craft supplies for the grandkids, because they will go ape shit over it. Yeah, you just search for bullet journals in the search bar. That makes sense, Flub. Which one is that? I missed it. I'm sorry. I wasn't paying attention. Hey, Darth, how doing? Good to see you. We are doing my bullet journaling stream. I don't think you've even seen this one yet. Flub says, I've heard that in general for stationery, they do a banging advent calendar. Yeah, for, Archer and Olive. Joshy Corrin reviewed their, stationery advent calendar on her channel, and it looked awesome. If you've got a stationery lover in your life, that is a great idea for a gift. I think that would be just the coolest thing. Yeah, really awesome. Really awesome. Yeah, the search for freedom. Hell, I've stuck stickers on my journal already. Yep. It's what they call pleather. Yeah, vegan leather. They say vegan leather because it sounds better than pleather, but pleather's nice. I like it. And I really don't, like, I'll buy things that are, like, already made from leather if they're, like, in the thrift shop or something, or, scraps. And I like the material, don't get me wrong, but I don't want to contribute to it, Yeah. Darth says, nope, haven't seen this stuff yet, and I'm doing okay. It's been a productive day. Well, good. I am glad to see you, and I'm glad you popped in, because I was going to check on you. By the way, since it's 1 p.m. Pacific time, if you haven't eaten something yet, eat something. Do it. Don't make me sick the mafia on you. Ha-ha. Okay. Because I promised you I'd remind you. Ha. So. All right. So now that I've done some product, I can't call them reviews because I haven't used them. I'm just telling you what the word is in the community so far, right? So this is what I hear. I do hear that those who have bought the Quirky Cup stuff say that they're, the paper's really good quality. It doesn't ghost. It does lay flat. It does all the other things. They're, just... People are persnickety, right, about the measurements in their journal for obvious reasons, right? So that was worth mentioning, right? Yeah, I wear leather shoes because my feet eat all the leather substitutes. Yeah, of course. No judgment. Eat, damn it. You're right. I have to eat. Thank you. I have not yet eaten because I got up and started doing the stream, but I will eat as soon as the stream is done, I promise. Or if there's no break in this stream, so I'm not going to run off, and after the stream is done, I'll do it. Clockwalking says, I don't go out of my way to avoid leather because I eat beef, and I'm not going to stop doing that, so it would be kind of hypocritical of me, but I respect those who do otherwise. Yeah, that's fair. I eat beef too. I'm waiting for the vat meat. But, yeah. Anyway, like I said, no judgment. We all have to make our own deals with the... if you learn anything about the way we do farming, it's awful, right? And you know what? We're omnivores, and we all have to make our own decisions about how we're going to deal with it. And I don't think it's fair to judge anybody for their decisions. You do you, boo. I have to eat meat. If I don't eat meat, then I'm not healthy. I tried it. I really did. I wanted to go vegetarian. It did not work for me. I already have dietary issues. It's too hard and too expensive to try to maintain the proper nutrients that I need without meat in my diet. I'm going to eat meat. I promise you that as soon as the vat meat becomes accessible, affordable, and available, I will switch to the vat meat. I'm good with that, right? And I think this resistance to it is personally, shooting ourselves in the foot as a species. But hey, yeah, right? So we all got to make our own deals. So I don't judge anybody. You do you, right? Anyway. Now we're off that subject, and we're going to transition here to what to do when you are behind on your setup and your journaling. I forgot to do a thing here. I have a personal entry that I wrote yesterday, and I'm pretty sure that my handwriting is unreadable, but I don't want you to be, it's not just my personal crap. that I'm talking about in there, so I don't want you guys to see it, so I'm just going to cover it over with a... There. Yeah. See, with a sticky note, because... Alright. So, as we know, I've been working on this project as I've been going. We've now finished January. I took my buy the shit list and I moved it to the February layout already. This worked really well for me. I repeated this weekly log format. Right, I'm flipping through this in case you're not familiar with kind of the way I lay things out traditionally, right? Because you're going to see some of this is started and you're going to see some of it is not. And we're going to talk about how to handle that. So, it's my long form journaling stuff. There's my daily journaling stuff. Just, you know, those who may not know what I do with this, it's just kind of a flow of consciousness. You know, ADHD, this is what happened today. Right? I don't worry about paragraphs or grammar or, you know, trying to make it make sense. I just write it, right? My daily gratitude. I liked this too, my help desk. Definitely going to be repeating that. Flub's really behind, has nothing for February at all. My friend, I am here for you. We are going to talk about this today. This is my memory keeper for the month, my stuff. Okay, so now we're at the beginning of February. You guys saw this, and I did this pretty thing. Now, part of why I'm behind here is because I'm doing the ADHD hyperfocus thing, and instead of doing what I need to do, I'm doing what I want to do. You know, in the typical way that ADHDers do it. And I've been spending, it turned out that a lot of things, like as you can see, this is kind of a symbolic of the way setting up the February layout has been. There have been all kinds of things that have gone wrong when I have been setting it up, and I've had to spend time fixing mistakes or redoing things, right? I think it actually is very suitable to the theme being kintsugi. It's all about taking what is broken and repairing it and making it pretty again. So of course there's going to be mistakes, right? As part of the philosophy for this, when I did this thing, right, which I talked about before, my personal rule is in this particular month, I can do things with the mistakes, but you have to know there's a mistake, right? You have to see it. If I put like a little piece of white sticker paper, generally I have to outline it in gold so you can see that the sticker paper is there so that you know there was a mistake, right? So that's my personal rule, right? For this particular month. Okay, so things like the gold leafing has, it took me a while to figure out how to work with that, and also it's very time consuming, so that's been taking a while, right? And I've had to fix a bunch of mistakes, right? This this covered up a painted attempt at the title, which did not work, you know. There's a lot of persnickety stuff. This is painting with like acrylic paint, and I had to go over it a couple of times until I liked the color and the gold showed up properly on the border. So, you know, that and, you know, I've been hyper focusing on cleaning the house, right? So this stuff is basically done. This is fine the way it is. I could use more of this space, but I've got room for the stickers I give to note my, you know, extra credit for the month. Right? This is my weekly log for this month. There's my mood tracker. I'm trying this new thing where I'm logging when I sleep as well as how much. I fell asleep in the tub last night. That's what that blue thing is. Because yellow is going to be, like the gold color, is going to be for real sleep, and the blue is for I took a nap. So, yes. I shouldn't have been that tired, but I was just kind of overwhelmed with allergies. So I just kind of passed out. Shouldn't that be if I sleep? Look at this. I slept like plenty. Plenty. Okay. I haven't done this yet today, but there you guys have seen this before, the mood log and sleep tracker. This is what I've done differently with it this month. My quotes here that I've added are my heart full of gold, my heart full of gold veins instead of cracks by Leah Rader. And the world breaks everyone, and afterward many are strong at the broken places. Ernest Hemingway from A Farewell to Arms, which is a novel I really love, by the way. So okay, so now we see what's missing. We have not done our projects and goals for the month. This is working out very well. Remember, I said that I was going to put the productivity basic tracker and the productivity specifics tracker, like how was I productive, on the same page. That's working out really well for me so far. Right? Meds tracker. I did take my meds this morning. There we go. The hygiene tracker, it's working fine. Food tracker. I didn't like my setup. It was very plain initially, but I need almost all this room for functionality. So I didn't really want to put a bunch of decoration on it, but I found once I had the stickers, it was much more cheerful and more inviting, with the color, I guess, and, it wasn't quite as plain. So now I like it. I did not like it before I put the stickers on. My trigger log, my writing log. I really like these. These came from that Shine Bright sticker set, the one that I showed you guys ages ago that I got at Michael's. Where is it? Do I have it handy? I'm sure I do. There we go. This one, which you can see I have used a lot of now. That's where that came from. Right. I was saving it for this month because it had the gold in it as opposed to the silver from last month. These guys, of course, I printed. I don't like the way this ink is sticking to this sticker paper. As you can see, it's breaking up, which is probably fine for my theme, but it's pissing me off. So we will be finding a different sticker paper for next time. It works fine on regular paper, so it could be the toner that Aaron is getting because he's doing like an off-brand. I don't know. I haven't done my self-care setup yet. I did fill in the rest of this page with stickers. I showed you guys this one at, I think I was talking about this at our Got Craft Day, right? Where I was, talking about the schedule for the Winter Carnival so we could do things. And that starts this weekend. So I'm kind of looking forward to the parade and the balloons. So this is the... Okay, this thing I have not... I've done the writing, remember that a bunch of what I'm doing to get the gold to look right for my personal satisfaction here is that I'm doing a gold acrylic paint pen. Like it's a yellow sparkly acrylic paint pen. That's what I've done here, right? I did have a gold acrylic paint pen, but it ran out of ink, or paint. So now I can't use that. And then I'm painting over it with a layer of acrylic paint. I've not done the painting over it yet, so you can see that it's not quite set up the way I want it. I haven't done my adulting thing yet, or my writing notes, or any of the long form journaling stuff. And I've just done the first week of my daily log, right? I've set up my memory page, but that's because it was easy. So it was just a bunch of stickers. I had them handy. Okay. So what do you do if you're not quite ready? The first thing you do is that you decide what is absolutely necessary. What do you absolutely have to have when you start the month? Right? For me, that tends to be these basic trackers, right? Things like my exercise and sun lamp tracker, my productivity tracker, right? The meds and hygiene tracker, the food tracker, the trigger log, and writing tracker, right? That is what I absolutely have to have, right? Plus, I also needed, now that I have used it, my weekly log where I keep track of appointments and things that I want to do, right? And this daily log so I can write in it, but I didn't have to have it all done. Okay, so that's the other thing. First, you decide what you absolutely need to do. You make a list of that. Then you do absolutely what you have to do to make it work. Like, what do I need to have done to have a place to write things? You know, the adulting Tetris, right, is another thing that I tend to use every day, right? It would have been a good idea for me to have it ready, but I didn't have it ready. There's a couple reasons for that. One is that it's more time consuming to do than other parts of the journal because I'm making all the lettering and the grids out of, like, grid paper, and I have to draw it carefully and then cut it out and then tape it in with double-sided tape. And that was persnickety when I was running out of time, right? So I'm like, yeah, it can wait. But that's because I remember the things that I have done for a couple of days in which I would get Tetris pieces, right? Like, if you remember, the game is that I get Tetris pieces for doing adulting things that I don't like to do, right? And there's where the Tetris pieces were last month, right? So the things that I tend to do frequently and find less onerous give me the zigzags, because those are very common pieces, right? And the things that I find the hardest and the most onerous give me things like the wonderful square and the long piece, right? So, in progressive, this is what it is, okay? Left the house, right? I do that almost every day. I just don't like it, right? Run errands, pick up the guys from work, whatever. Okay, clean something. I hate cleaning. Who does like cleaning, right? And right now I'm reminded of one of the reasons why I hate cleaning, right? Which is to say that, as you guys know, okay, I've been on this massive project to sort out stuff in my house. And yesterday I got into stuff, which I'll talk about more later, that was a lot of, like, mildew and dust and shit like that. Well, I'm allergic to dust and mildew and everything you use to clean them. So I felt like I'd been pepper sprayed yesterday, and that's why I fell asleep in the bathtub. I was trying to decontaminate. I also had to do hair dyeing because it was long past time. I thought, I'm already bothered by allergies. The peroxide tends to upset my allergies as well in hair dye. I might as well get it all done in one fell swoop. But I fell asleep before I started dyeing my hair. And I woke up and the tub was cold and it was 2.5 hours later. I mean, I fell asleep in the tub before. It's harmless. It's actually been good for me in the past. I don't mind. But, allergies. I hate them. Anyway, that's why that's on this list. Pet care isn't the basic, like, I gave the cat some food. I petted them if they came in my lap. Right, it's like I spent 45 minutes playing with the dog, and she likes me to chase her with the ball, which, I wish she'd just bring the fucking thing to me so I could throw it, but apparently she'd rather I chase her, so, right? Or things like I took the cat outside in the cold weather because he wanted to go outside, stuff like that. And he has to be supervised, so. This is less frequent stuff. I don't do these every day. I do them every few days, right? Like, got dressed. I don't actually get dressed unless I'm going to be on camera or unless I'm leaving the house. I'm doing neither today, so I'm sitting here in my PJs. Haha. Anyway, business stuff is like, I hate marketing. I hate maintaining the Patreon. I mean, I love the relationship with the patrons, but I hate the maintenance work. I always feel like I'm behind schedule. It's stressful. I don't know what to say in the posts, right? So, I reward myself for that kind of shit, right? And the big ones are talk to my parents and doing bureaucracy, a difficult phone call, or politics. These are things that tend to make me anxious just by doing them, right? So here we go. There you go. You get the most reward for that, right? Okay. That's just a recap of what that game is. I don't have this done for this month yet. I can afford to get away with that for a couple of days. That's where that's going to go. Right? Because for a couple of days, I'll remember where, what I did that deserves a point, right? That deserves a piece. But I really can't delay it more than a couple days. Like, I really need to get it done today or tomorrow. It's important because otherwise I will start to lose track of what I did that deserves points. That's no good. So, but since I had limited time, I was able to put that aside for a couple days so I could at least do the weekly layout, right? Now, you could do this. My other option is I could have done this in a hurry, right? And just kind of, okay, here's a box, right? But if I do that, I'm not going to use it because it's going to piss me off all month. And I'm not going to come back to it, right? So I didn't do that. Also, this is still that yellow glitter pen, and I have not yet done the painting on it. I didn't need the painting right away. I needed the basic design right away. I needed the first week right away. Yesterday, I only did this box. Right? As you can see, I have not yet written yesterday's entry either. That's because I fell asleep in the tub, and then I dyed my hair, and then I went to bed. We will be doing that today. I mean, that's the other thing, right? I'm behind, which means that sometimes my entries are a bit behind. I try not to let it fall too far behind. 1 or 2 days, that's fine, right? More than that, and it starts to hit a wall of awful overwhelm, right? So we're not going to do that. But you also notice I haven't even erased the pencil lines yet that were blocking out the page. I didn't need to do that. I needed to finish the boxes so I had places to write in. Right. The other thing you can do is you can sort of simplify. Like, I might have done something different with this page if I had had more time, but I didn't. And I thought, well, I really like this particular washi tape. That'll make it beautiful and decorative for me. I kind of accidentally ended up with this color scheme in the markers, and I really liked it too. The combination of the blue and the pink to go with the colors of the washi tape here, so I thought I'll just do that again. And then I put in the gold work, which actually is some of my favorite gold work that I've done for this so far in this theme, right? So, and honestly, the whole layout took me half an hour. Like, it wasn't long at all. So, the whole spread. These can be very basic because most of these pages are functionality based anyway. As you can see, I've done none writing yet this month. Whistle innocently. Anyway. Yeah, so breaking down the steps, right? If you're behind on setting up for your journal, number 1, do the things that you absolutely have to do. Do them first. You can delay on the things you don't have to do. Number 2, do the parts that you absolutely have to do. Don't worry about the parts you don't have to do, right? Like, this is difficult sometimes for people with ADHD. It's part of our executive function problems. You don't actually have to do the whole, I did not have to do the whole weekly logging section, right? I needed 1 week. And initially I needed 1 day. So that's what I did to make sure that it was done and that I was able to write in it, right? Number 3, if that stuff is becoming overwhelming and you don't know where to start, simplify, right? Not every page has to be a fancy work of art like this. You can do much more simple layouts, right? Right. Number 4, don't waste your time with crap you don't need to waste your time with. This page isn't done. There should be a quote here. I didn't need the quote right away, so I didn't put it in there. I will later. I will find it in the next few days. We will have that in there, right? Yeah. And yeah, I guess that's basically it. I'd add as a fifth step, if you're overwhelmed, right? Then break it down into bite-sized chunks, like I say with just about everything. And, that way it makes it easier to manage, right? So there's my advice, right? Oh, and number 6, if it's something that's easy to remember, it's okay to fall a couple days behind on logging things. So, or you don't actually have to log things every day. I try to, because it's a discipline that I like to develop, because I find that it really helps me to kind of, have my crap together. But you don't have to. You can skip a couple days. And when you do, just go, right in, didn't do it, and start again. Like, you don't actually have to log all the details of every day. Some of these entries here are going to be much shorter because they're not important, right? My log for yesterday is basically going to be, I spent the day cleaning and then I dyed my hair. That's what I did yesterday. And I sewed up I finally did the mending. I mean, okay, it's a bigger deal than that. Yesterday, I finally successfully sorted out, washed, put away, went through, and decluttered all of my clothes. I would like to tell you that this is a project that I have been working on and trying to do for about 7 years. I was nowhere near doing it when I lived in my old place. We moved and everything was in bags and bins and boxes. It's done. We had to clean out the laundry room anyway, so we had to go through all the clothes. So we washed them all, we sorted them all. I gave away what I didn't want or threw it out if it was old, right? Every bit of clothing I own is now in a closet or bin in my room. Yeah! This helped. This organizing my brain in this way is what made it possible. It became part of the cleaning project. And because we were caught up on the basic cleaning, I had time to worry about the extra projects like unpacking boxes. This is a huge success for me. I feel like I should have a ticker tape parade here, right? So, done. So that was a big deal. Did that yesterday. Then I crawled into the bath, had a bit of an allergy coma for a while, and then I washed my hair. Oh yeah, and I sewed up we have blackout curtains, and they were too long, and the cats were peeing on the bottoms of them, so they've been pinned up for months. I sewed it up finally. I'm not happy with my seam, but it's sewed, it's off the floor. It's not a pin. I'm getting my shit together. See? It's working, just like I said it was gonna. Just like I said it could. Okay, I think I've done plenty of babbling. And I am concerned because the chat has fallen quiet. I see that James is lurking. Do you guys have any comments, questions, thoughts, concerns? Are you looking for some, if there's anything I can help direct with my limited experience, now is a good time. Because I've run out of things to talk about, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to, for the rest of the stream, I'm going to start working on some of the stuff that I'm still trying to get done here. So I'll probably do my adulteress layout. You guys can see how that's done. Quill says, yay for a project done. Thank you. I'm a bit of a hoarder when it comes to clothes. I have to fight a tendency there because I've been really broke. And when you have been really broke, it's kind of like my whole thing about that, what is it, Marie Kondo, right? Does it spark joy? If it doesn't, then get rid of it, right? And I'm like, Listen, does it work? Does it have a hole in it? No? That means I don't have to spend money to replace it. That sparks joy. Right? This is the level of, like, financial well-being I have had in my life. I'm like, my furniture has been milk crates, right? Like, yeah, we don't have the luxury of going, does this spark joy? Is it perfect? No, then I'm getting rid of it. But one thing I can do is, okay, things like I had a bunch of clothes that just don't fit me anymore. And the reason why I had them is because they were when I was heavier, right? Since I lost that weight during the breakdown, it's mostly stayed off. I at least have an ass again, but I'm not the size I was, and I'm not going to be the size I was. It's like almost a year and a half later now, and it's clear that my body shape has changed. So I have clothes that I don't like to wear because they'll go on my body, they'll cover my bits, right? But they look like burlap sacks, right? So I got rid of them. I have a friend who's taller than me, right? And, she's nice and slim and they'll fit her perfectly and they'll look great on her. They don't look great on me, so they can go, right? I had stuff in there that I just hadn't bothered getting around to that had holes in it. I threw it out, Yeah, that kind of stuff. That I can do. That I can afford to do. So, and besides the point, I really have far more clothes than I need to anyway, but my body shape changes a lot. And so I end up, keeping a lot of clothes. That and texture is a thing for me. So I have I actually have a real dearth of dress clothes, and I'm going to have to fix that, I have learned. But I have tons of regular clothes. Yeah. Flub says, I'm really taking things to heart. I've been lining my pages with washi tapes. When my hands are bad, it's not easy. Yeah, I hear that. Getting it to line up right is actually somewhat difficult. Yep. Quill says there's joy in having backups, such as when my cat chewed my keyboard earlier today. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Yes. I mean, there are things it's worth having backups for. For instance, Past Sable was smart. You see, when we moved in here, there was already a working washer and dryer. This is part of what we got when we got the house. But we had a working washer and dryer. We'd bought them. They were ours. Right? They weren't our landlord's. We bought them to replace what the landlord had in there when the landlord's stuff broke. And we kept them, right? Because I'm like, they're perfectly good washer and dryer. If we're not going to keep them, we should sell them, right? And none of us wants to deal with Kijiji or any of that shit. So we put them in a shed, and that's where they've been sitting, in the shed, right? Well, the washing machine broke after the flooding that happened. Probably because of the flooding. It's probably plugged somewhere. Maybe the filter's clogged, who knows. But Steve hasn't had a chance to take it apart yet, and he's the fix-it guy. So we moved the old washer into the house, and then I was able to get the laundry done because Past Sable refused to throw out a perfectly good washing machine. Way to go, Past Sable. You're smart. Thank you. Present Sable loves you. Okay. Yes. Flub says, for me, I've been big. It's a case of what fits, fits. I hear that, right? I have a pair of trousers I've had over 28 years. They're the most comfortable ever. I'm suffering from moths. I don't. Yeah, moths. Moths can be a problem. I had a problem with coddling moths eating a bunch of my clothes once. Now I've got a problem with things that have holes from I think they got mildewed at some point. Yeah, I actually have clothes that I've had for many years too. For instance, I have a shirt, right? It's a witchy shirt, and it's from when I went to Salem, Massachusetts, which was 30 years ago. Yes, it still fits. Quill says I buy large clothes because I got tired of having to lose half my wardrobe that I love just because I puff up a bit. I hear that. That's part of why I have trouble throwing away clothes that are too big. I hate having to get rid of something that works and is good quality and that I love, but it's just too small. I hear that too. Right? Flub says, I'm not sure what that says, Quill. Do you have a super feline cat or a really naff keyboard? Right? Quill says she chewed the cord to the keyboard so it couldn't connect to the computer. Quill's cats are like demons of destruction. They are true gremlins. It's amazing. Yeah, not only did she chew the cord, she pulled the cord out of the cord protective sleeve, then chewed it. Oh, wow. That's amazing. Oh my god. I've never heard of cats doing the kind of destruction that Quill's cats do. It's stunning. Yeah, speaking of puffy, you can see that my fingers are a little puffy from the allergies. Anyway, it's not bad, but it's there. Also, again, what is with this dirt under my fingernails? I was in the bath for 5 hours last night. No exaggeration. Then I went to bed. Now I have... Welcome to the Chaos Gremlin world. She's intelligent, but unfortunately evil. Evil genius, not good genius. I adore your cat. I really do. I think it's hilarious. Okay. So, technically we only have a few minutes left. I could probably raid out to somebody now if you guys wanted, right? Or we can do a few minutes of working together. The devil in disguise, yeah. In which case what I will do is I will work on my layout for my Tetris game that I do. I have some graph paper here and I will make the thingy. I'm going to try a different color scheme for my for the Tetris pieces this month. Vote, guys. We hanging about, or are we gonna do some work together, or am I rating out? Up to you. I really don't mind. I'm gonna work on this regardless. So. I don't even know where I got that. I think that's a cat scratch. I don't even know why. I think, oh yeah, right. I was playing with Ash with my shoelaces. You'd prefer working together. Okay. We're going to do it then. I'll put on some music. And we're going to work on doing our adulteress layout. So... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I made those 5 high, and I like the way that turned out. These guys are 10 across. Yeah, I think so. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep. By 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Yeah, I thought so. Okay. So we'll be consulting this again a couple of times as we're working so that I know what I'm looking at. Yeah, babe, the stream does end at 1:30. That's why I said we could work together for a few minutes or not, or I could raid out now because I am going to work on this regardless. Unless we have plans today. Do we have some plans to do that I had forgotten? Where is my pencil? No? Okay. I figured I could work on this for a few minutes, and I also started late. If you'd rather I quit, though, right, I could do that. Because it's all kind of up in the air. Yeah, not until 4. That's what I thought. Okay. Yeah, because we have our game today. So. Alright, first thing I'm going to do is make the columns. And I'm going to try not to use the part of this that got rumpled. But I could get another one if I wanted to. It's just if I use the rumpled part, it'll just piss me off all month, right? So. I also want whole squares, so we're not going to use this half square at the bottom. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. That's the top. By 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I will do the same here. That's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. James is going to spend time with the family. Well, thanks for joining me, James. Enjoy your family time. Love, love. Okay, now I know what room I need for my boxes. So now I will start my lettering for the title. The other thing is I probably need to have a better sense of where this shit is, so. Right. All right, now we've made the sort of basic lines, and now we're gonna lock them in here. That tisk would be the sound of me making a mistake. But that's okay. It wasn't, it was not a, fatal mistake. I should be going? Yeah. Yes, I should. Okay, Flub's giving me shit. It is time to raid. I am just gonna finish this here just to show you guys, how I come up with this here. This took me a while to work out. But basically, what I do with the graph paper is that I use the, basic references, and I draw in particular shapes and styles, that imply the grid of it, and then I do lines in one direction at a time. I think I should make this a bit bigger. I probably will. The S is very complicated. Well, I think it's complicated. Other people might not find it as complicated. Like I said, this is kind of new to me. I do not want a line there. Why did I put a line there? Do I have to nag even more? No, I'm going to finish this and then we're going to go. No, I'm not coloring it. I'm just, showing you the basic system that I use to make it. In case somebody wants to do that, I had to think about how to make this S look like an S. It required my brain. Took me a few experiments, but I did finally figure out something I liked. Basically, I draw a black box in there. I tried cutting that out. Don't recommend that. That's a pain in the ass. But there we go. There's my basic letters. From there, I will color them in. In this case, I'm going to use my pastel Tombow markers. And we're going to use that as kind of our color scheme for the month. Which is different from the bright colors I've previously used. Or the, sparkly acrylic pens. But basically, I want to give them a break, right? I'll also take this section here. This basically is cut to fit whatever's left of the page. And then I do this, thing that says key in the same way. Again, that was an experiment last month, and you can tell because there's some mistakes there that were only nominally covered up. And then I, wrote in what was what and, glued it into this space. So, actually, I think I double-sided taped all this. All right. And yes, that does mean that it is time to quit. Thank you all for joining me. This was lots of fun. I'll be back tomorrow at my usual time. Let's see here. We're going to stop the music here and we're going to go to end screen. We're going to find somebody to raid. So I'll be back tomorrow at my usual time of roughly noon Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. in the UK, and 7 a.m. Australian Eastern Time. Let's see. Stretch is playing a game. Christy Harder, whom I don't really know, is doing writing and reading. I think she raided recently. We could go see her. And Angel is writing. Angel in Darkness. Whom shall we raid, my friends? You really appreciated the body doubling today, Quill? Glad to hear it. Christy's good? Alright, let's go raid her. When you get there, don't forget to shout our new raid shout, which is Chaos Commencing, because we are the Chaos Gremlins. Alright, see you tomorrow, gang, or if you're here for the bullet journaling, I'll see you next Monday. Have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.